Flint, Michigan.
Welcome to Flint Town. Flint Town.
Back, another episode of Admire to Inspire, and I'm your favorite host, Primetime Whitby. And today's special guest, very important. We got the greatest to ever do it, the Queen, T-Rex herself. Check this out. It's your favorite show, Admiring to Inspire, with your favorite host, Primetime Whitby. And today we sitting here with T-Rex. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Nervous, of course. I'm sitting here with a great, and I want to just start off babbling boxing statistics, but I'm not going to do that. We're just going to start from the beginning and try to get it going from there. So when you think back to just being that, I don't want to call you a nobody, but being that young girl at Northwestern and just being that you don't know where life is finna head you. Mm-hmm. And now you here. I mean, you done went through a pandemic, 3 belts, relationships. How did you figure this journey being at this point? Did you imagine yourself being here?
Well, I would say at the beginning of the journey, I always knew where I was going. I knew what I was passionate about. So even though other people considered me a nobody, I always considered myself a great. I knew that if I put 100% into boxing would give me 100%. Okay. So boxing was, when I was a child, that's what I loved to do. Like, yeah, I went to school, I graduated high school, I went to college, you know, I've had boyfriends, but let me tell you, nothing ever came before boxing. Nothing. It's always boxing first. Whatever else come after that, it come. But boxing was my first true love. I kind of think I probably loved boxing more than I loved my family at the beginning, because it brought me that much comfort. It was fun for me, you know, and I felt empowered, and I didn't feel empowered in my life because I grew up and I didn't have no nice clothes. I didn't have no nice shoes. We had houses to catch on fire. And
I think that's the point that I was getting to, being at that stage, and now you really don't have to ask nobody for nothing. Mm-hmm. They come to you asking. It's just different now.
Yeah, it's way different. I'm the breadwinner of my family, the breadwinner of my friends. And I just say it's like I have to be the leader, because not only am I the breadwinner, but now everybody come to me for advice, and sometimes I don't have the answers, right? And when I tell people, hey, some stuff I don't know, you gotta go pray to God about it, people look at me like I'm crazy, but I'm like, I'm for real.
Serious.
Yeah, like I pray so much and just be to myself that it don't make no sense. Like, it's like me and God got a personal, great relationship.
Is it hard to break away from the boxing, Claressa, and try to be open and help people, knowing that at that time all you had was boxing to get you through it?
No, because it's all the same person. See, that's the thing. People be pretending, oh, if I was to pretend Claressa Shields right and I got to pretend to be this person who I'm not, then it'd be, I got to click off from being this person to being back to being that person.
But everything is 100% genuine.
Yeah, everything is just me. You know, I don't really care about what people think about me. Like, people say, oh, you talk about God too much, you don't give yourself enough credit. They say stupid stuff like that, and I'm like, y'all don't even understand. Like, when people say that I'm not humble, but then they smack themselves in the face and say, but you talk about God too much, and just like, but I'm not humble.
And I think that's the thing I want to point out most in this interview is the outside of the ring, Claressa. I don't get to talk to you a lot, but I actually see you a lot. Mm-hmm. And when I see you, you're always smiling. You and Amber are always laughing. It's just different from seeing Claressa with that mouthpiece and growling. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think people get to see that. Is it when you see people, do you think you always have to do the fist up, or are you able to smile and hug and be?
I'm overall just a very nice, genuine person. I'm able to smile and do all that stuff, but also too, I just have this switch, and yeah, it comes on when I'm inside the ring, but it takes a lot to come on outside the ring. So some people meet me and they're like, we can't believe it's you actually the girl that be in the ring boxing.
Right.
And I ask them why not, because they be like, well, you look like you're kind of possessed in there. And I'm like, yeah, possessed for victory.
Oh, that's what you
Right,
did.
yeah.
Okay. Because one of the first times I saw you, I'm like, okay, she was quiet. The whole time you got your makeup done, to me you was quiet, but I don't normally stay in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So I leave, then the next time I saw you, I was just laughing so loud. I'm like, oh, okay. Then the next time I saw you just laughing, I just feel like once you get used to somebody, you're more in tune and more open.
Yeah, I think it just comes benefits with being my friend, right? I understand people like to put like, oh, this is a business relationship, and I respect those boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
But don't think if it's a business relationship that I'm gonna be
over the top.
Yeah, haha. Like, I just sit there and get my makeup done. And I just thank you. You know, she get done, I pay her money, and I go. You know what I mean? But it just seems like over time, me and Amber, we sit there, she do my makeup, and we talk and we have conversation, and she's open with me, I'm open with her, and we kind of built like a friendship. So now I'm like, all right, this is my sister. You know what I mean? And I have a lot of respect for her job, and I can call her and say, Amber, I need my makeup done in 2 hours. Can you get me in? And if she ain't got nobody, she like, yeah. And if she got somebody, she said, let me move some stuff around real quick and get back to you. So, but that's the benefit of being, you know, friends. You know, she called me, hey, champ, I heard all your tickets sold out for the fight. You got one more? Yes, ma'am. For you, I do. But I don't got one for your homegirl, because I don't know her. You know what I mean? So, it just, I know the difference between like a business relationship, because I'm in a lot of business relationships. Me being a woman,
being who you are,
being a woman boxer, and I deal with men who be like, "Hey, we gonna give you your check. We don't care about how you doing. We don't care about how your family doing. Here's your money. You ain't getting a penny over what we giving you. Go on about your day." So for me, it'd be like, that's business. All right. So I kind of just differentiate the two and never mix them up.
And that's what I see. I see you as this genuine person. You're open. You're honest. If it's a business relationship, that's what it is. If it's a friendship, it's a friendship. That's what I didn't see from you. But I also didn't see the passionate, the caregiving side, I should say, with the, I don't want to call it gift backs or charity events, but you did a lot recently, especially with the pandemic going on. Yeah. Can you express a little bit about that, about how you feel about doing those and some of the things you done did?
Yeah, so I was one of the kids that grew up in Flint, and like I said, I didn't have nice clothes, shoes, and some of the simple stuff like a nice coat. Right? Socks, shoes, a lot of simple stuff that I didn't have. And
that's what we did recently, right?
Right. So I did the turkey giveaway. I did the coat giveaway, which was coat, hats, and gloves.
Okay.
And I just be around the city seeing what people want to get together and do, because now that I have to bring the most money to the table to do it, but my name hold the most weight. So if I say, hey, we got 1,000 coats we giving out, somebody else can say that they're giving out 1,000 coats, and people won't even show up there. They'll never hear about it.
Right.
But you attach my name to it, and you got cars circling around.
How important is it to be involved in stuff like that?
It's super important, because I want to help those kids who are coming up to where they don't have to feel like we not important. Right. We not nobody's. I mean, they had people pulling up who would get coats, and some of the kids would be like, "Can you sign my coat?" Yeah, absolutely. But it made them feel like they was somebody of importance, right? And then even just their parents being able to humble themselves and say, you know, we don't even got enough money to get them coats, but at least our champion is giving them coats. And those kids are going to remember that forever.
And you made connections as well. Was you friends with Big Baby before this?
Yeah, we went to high school together.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Delano?
Delano, I've been knowing since I was 12. I call him my big brother. Like, he's like...
So these are people you already knew that you threw the event with? Okay.
Yeah, people already know. But also, too, that was my first time meeting Richie Ree. She's a rapper. She wasn't on the flyer, but she brought 100 coats from Detroit. But she's from Flint.
I actually have her coming up on the interview, actually.
Yeah, so Richie Ree she real cool, too. But as soon as she heard about it, she was like, how can I be a part of it? She hit me up, and I said... just take the coast to the suite to Delano. Like, and I'll let them know, and I set everything up. People be thinking like, oh, you so busy. Like, yeah, I'm busy, but for stuff important, I can...
You make yourself reachable.
Yeah, I can link you here and link you there and make sure everything, you know, gets together.
I was getting to is that you are in Flint a lot. A lot of superstars, especially the greatest of all time, don't really move around in the city as much as you. Is it because you know you knocking somebody's lights out if the wrong word gets said, or you just comfortable that way? That's just what it is.
Well, one, I would say a lot of the basketball players and football players, they don't got hands like I do. That's number one.
Talk heavy.
I throw that out there. You know, Monte was doing a little bit of training, but he ain't quite there yet. I don't know about Kyle Kuzma either. I don't know how he was there for the fight.
Okay.
But no, like all jokes aside though, like Flint loved me though. I've never been robbed at gunpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I do so much for the city that nobody would want to hurt me. As much as I'm doing for the city and as sweet as I am and nice as I am, I ain't never felt like nobody was trying to do nothing to me. People don't even, I just think I got a face that be like, don't disrespect me. It's not like an ugly face, but it's just like
So you don't have to move around with a bunch of people. You fine with, I actually saw you at a party before, and you were fine with hugging people, shaking hands, and just chilling amongst your friends.
And I'll let people know too, they overstep their boundaries. Hey, you're doing a little bit too much, calm down. Because, you know, me being who I am, I've had girls overstep their boundaries, guys overstep their boundaries, and with girls you gotta kind of, you don't want to see.
And I think that's what I was asking, with you being so, people don't be like, I don't want to see if it's for real.
It was for real.
The lethal Johns.
Nah, don't nobody ever try me on that. I think the records and the belts and the gold medals, everybody like, I got a lot of street cred too that people ain't never seen them fights in the streets.
Right.
And you don't want to see it because that's different than boxing. You know, like I take it a bit more serious in the streets because to me you got to beat somebody down bad enough to where they be like, you know what, it ain't even worth going to get my gun because I like beat people down to where they know if you even come back here, you're going to be scared to even come back here even if you got a gun, you know? So I used to get down in the streets. That's why I'm so glad that I just was like, you know what?
Well, you know what it is. It's my favorite time of the interview. It's when I introduce my sponsors. I got Bald and Bearded here. You know, one of my favorites. I put it on this morning. Let me tell you, I just hold this real story, true story, no cap. Put it on this morning, right? Met my friend at the gym. T-Rex. I walk in, she in there sparring, sweating, all that. I got my bag on me. I'm finna get into the ring, do what I gotta do. I walk up, she said, Primes, what's up? You know, she ain't nobody. I'm just saying what's up, walking past. She like, man, you got that GWOAT. I'm like, what's that? Greatest beard of all time. I said, oh, you know how I got that? From Bald and Bearded. Let me tell you everything it got in there. It got the hemp seeds. It got everything. Castor oil. Everything you need to grow your beard out and get it just as fresh as mine. So your brand will be Beauty and Bronze. Is that like a play off Beauty and the Beast, or how did you come up with that?
Kind of like a play off like Beauty and the Beast, but it was like, I don't really want to be looked at as a beast.
Right.
You know, I don't think that a woman being strong should be looked at as a beast.
Beastie.
You know, it's like boxing is my job, but before boxing, I'm a woman first. So that's the beauty side, and I think that at the beginning of my career, even in the Olympics, I never really cared about that. It's more of like boxing comes first. I don't want to wear no makeup. I don't want to wear no weave. And it wasn't because I didn't like that stuff. It was because weave getting away in my face. Right. You know, like this hair coming down, getting on my face, makeup sweat. You know, you put on makeup and you go work out, man, that stuff drizzle down. It's like, I don't want to deal with that stuff. You know, and then also too, I never really had a makeup person to actually do my face the right way until I met Amber. At first, people like to change the skin tone of change my skin color, make me lighter and make me orange looking. And I used to be looking like, and it'd be for professional photo shoots. So I always was like, if this what makeup is, I don't want it. You know, so in my head it was like, I'm against makeup. And then when I had told somebody like, I need my makeup done, like I don't want a whole lot, I want to be natural, and I think my hair braider told me to come to Amber, so now I can get my makeup and stuff done, and I always come to her. But it just seemed like whatever got in the way of boxing, I just didn't want it. So even friends, it was some friends like, okay, you smoke and you drink, I won't be around you either. Like, you ain't going to the gym, you ain't working out. Alright.
But it seems nowadays you're making a little bit more time to, you know, stay focused in boxing. Yeah. But also keep the beauty part of you. I mean, you stay with the makeup done, whether it's a pop-up shop, whether it's an interview, whether you have a commercial. You make sure that you stay right for the photo shoots. I've been seeing that as well. Yeah. Talk about working with KP. I've been seeing that. I thought that looked like a fun photo shoot. Kiera Patrick.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, That was for my YouTube channel.
Okay, let's talk about the YouTube channel.
Yeah, so my YouTube channel is Claressa Shields GWOAT channel. And I have so many videos in my phone that I don't do nothing with. And I have a mind to put all these pieces together and do like a mini docu-series or just document my life. So I'll always have the camera. There's always
Like
cameras on me.
Yeah.
But I never did nothing with the videos. You know, they just in my phone. So when I met Kiera, I told her my vision. And my vision was just like, look, my life is popping, basically. And I want to record it. And I want to post it. People want to know, like, what am I doing? You know, so I don't mind telling them, like, yeah, I'm going to keep some stuff private, duh. But it's also a lot of stuff that I don't care about them knowing about.
When did you get that thought during this pandemic? Was it just like just sitting in the house, like, something else I got to do?
I've had a YouTube channel for years. I just never did nothing with it.
Sound like my wife.
Yeah, I just made a YouTube channel. I used to save videos and save my boxing fights on there and be able to watch them. And some of my favorite fights, but I never posted videos, you know what I mean? It just, I think I posted one video and it got 279K years ago. And it was like a minute video of me hitting the pads, but that just shows you how much I wasn't even on YouTube, because I'm like, I looked at it, I'm like, 279K, this video from 2015, like what is this? But it just seemed like during the pandemic, nobody was making no money at first except DoorDash, right?
Right.
Because nobody can go to no restaurants, but the restaurants was like, how can we do this? So they said we only gonna do delivery. So DoorDash was the biggest upkeep. So when I seen what DoorDash was doing, my mind started thinking like, I'm not fighting. So what could I be doing right now? And then I started doing personal training online. I would teach people how to box. I teach people fitness. Show them how to eat. Oh, I did great. I made about $6,000 within a month. So it just was like, whoa, people really...
Did they take it serious, or was they coming to see you? Was they taking it serious?
No, people were taking it serious. You ain't finna sit there and talk to me for no hour. Like, oh, you said you came to work out? We can get a selfie at the end. But at the beginning, set your camera up and I'm going to show you these moves. You ask as many questions as you want. And I had so many back-to-back stuff. And I'm like, all right, so then... Once the world opened back up, of course, I started getting boxing matches back booked, so I couldn't do the online stuff. But then also, too, I started looking at, like, I'm posting videos on Instagram. It's getting a lot of views. I'm posting pictures, and it's getting all these likes.
Is that where you got the idea for the merch?
Yep, for the merch, but also, too, just for my YouTube, I'm like, every social site make money off of us using it, and we use it as entertainment. It's fun to share our good news, but we doing it for free. We should really be charging them to even have us come on there. You know what I mean? But it's the opposite. Like, they're not charging us, but somehow they make money off of us being a part of their platform.
Correct.
So I said, well, I might as well use their platform to make me some money. So I came up. I already had my GWOAT merchandise, but I didn't really like my shirts like that. It was like, you know, just pictures kind of on a shirt. Yeah, so all these websites, so they all make money off of you using a platform. And I said, well, I might as well use their platforms for me to make money. So I thought about which platforms can I use to make money. And YouTube came to mind. My Claressa GWOAT Shields merch. I can make money off of that. And I can make money off Facebook. So I started looking up into that stuff and seeing how many followers and how much content and stuff you had to have. And I met the criteria for everything.
Right.
I was just missing, maybe you missing 400 watch minutes of this, or maybe you missing that. And I'm like, what? I didn't make money.
I think one thing that the pandemic did was, as crucial and painful as it was, I think one thing it did was give people a jump in their mind, a restart in their mind. Because just sitting there all day, you're literally just bugging yourself out, sitting in the house. You know, just doing the same things. You trying to figure out a way to do something. Figure out a way to keep your attention. Okay, maybe I can make some more merch. Maybe I could do this. Maybe I could just go train. That's extra training for me if I add people to train with. You know.
But it got so tiring training by myself. That's why I just feel like I was seeing that people was posting about like gaining weight. People was posting about not being able to get the certain food that they wanted, or if they did get it, they didn't know how to prepare it. So you know, it was just so much, and I just was like. When you have a business that can help people, that's when you make the most money. So it wasn't even about making money for me at first. It was about helping people. So I put together a 20-minute video of an at-home workout video just me. I posted my camera up and I edited all the pieces together myself. Oh, okay, I did this, 10 sets of that, 20 sets of this, a minute of this, and I put them all together. And I had like a little title, hey, welcome to the GWOAT at-home workout, GWOAT quarantine, and I got over 25,000 views on it in like 2 weeks, and I was like, oh. And this was before I even thought about making money on YouTube. I'm like, I'm just gonna start posting. So I did 2 of those videos. They both got about 30,000
like
each.
Your name, whole weight. That was
right. And people are at home like, what can we do? And people were commenting on it like, oh my God, I did this workout today. I passed out halfway through it, but my goal is to get all the way through there. But I started that, and that's what boosted me doing my one-on-one trainings with people through the
you talk
Zoom
about
account.
people like gaining weight, just losing out during the pandemic. What's one thing that this crisis have took from you, whether it's personal, boxing, relationship? What's one thing you can say that this crisis have really put a strain on you with, and how did you overcome that?
I mean, the only strain I could think about was just my weight. Like, I got to 195 pounds. I ain't never been that big before. And that was stressful in itself. Like, I didn't look 195, but I felt 195. And it's like my body can hold weight so many different ways, but I had fat around my stomach. I had fat around my legs. You know, I was sleeping a lot. Then I was trying to force myself to get up and work out, and I was just tired, and I couldn't figure out why. But even though I had stopped eating meat, it was just like I still wasn't doing enough. I had gained a whole bunch of weight. I was eating whatever I wanted at whatever time, and then before you knew, I sat on the scale, and they were like, "Oh shit, we 195. This is not what we're supposed to do right now."
So obviously to overcome that, you had to get back into your cycle. You have to really focus up on.
It took me it took extra time to lose the weight though. Usually I dropped from 185 to 154 in 6 weeks.
Well, actually, I heard you talk about joining MMA a long time ago. Through the vents downstairs. I actually heard you tell Amber that a long time ago. And now that you're joining it, would that have been a problem with that weight gain?
Yeah. It would have been a problem for either that weight gain in boxing
so
or
was it
MMA.
stressful? How did you, I mean mentally, how did you handle it?
Mentally, I just started going back to the gym and working out, but like I was kind of defeated by like the scale a little bit because I would work out so hard, train so hard, and then be like, still be 195 the next week and be like, yo, I'm working out, my body's starting to look different, I feel better, but I'm still 195. So the weight was high and it didn't want to come off. It was like, look, we're here and we comfortable, so it took a lot more to get the weight off. So once I got that weight off, I've been at 170, 168 for the...
Boxing versus MMA, what took the most out of you as far as training? Harder to learn, I guess I'm asking.
Well, boxing has always kind of come to me. I've always been just naturally good at it, naturally good at learning. I learn pretty fast. And now I'm transitioning to MMA at the age of 25. I can say at first it was...
25 and you already a GOAT.
Yeah. You know, that's why so much more I gotta do. I got so much time.
25. Go ahead. Golly.
But I went to the Jackson Wing gym to do some MMA training to see if I could even do it, you know, because it's a whole different lane.
Oh, so you tested the waters before you even decided to make the switch?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I went down there and just the training, and all I told myself in my mind was, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's all I told myself. So when I went down there, I was like, hey, whatever y'all show me, whatever y'all teach me, no matter how frustrated I get, I'm gonna do it.
And that's the humble side of you.
Yeah, and just to be humble enough to say, yeah, I'm the greatest woman of all time in boxing, but I don't know much about MMA. Some people can't dumb it down like that and be like, they gotta be great at everything.
Right.
But you gotta accept it. Like, look, I am not great at wrestling. I am not great at jiu-jitsu, and I'm not great at kicking. So let's get busy.
And that's the thing that gets me when I think about you with MMA. It's like, what other style will be her secondary? What is she going like other than punching? Like
everything. I'm making myself be great at everything. And that's like some days when I go to training, they be like, you on your back today. Don't let us get you in the pen. Work on the defenses that we showed you. you know, flip us and get us in a half guard mount. I gotta work on that stuff. And me being a boxer, always standing up. Now I'm literally like a roach on my back, right? And I gotta use my feet, legs, and hands to keep from getting submitted.
Scale of 1 to 10, how difficult was it learning that?
Oh man, I could tell you the first camp I went to, I was just like, wow, why did I do this? At first, because I was like, I was learning it and I was getting complimented just like I was in boxing when I first started. But it just was like, man, I'm gonna have to spend so much time doing this stuff. And I thought I was learning slow, but I was getting stuff after the second or third try on the same day. I had spent 10 days down there, and then I went back again for about 2-3 weeks. And it seemed like everything that they showed me, I didn't forget it. I was refreshed. I was ready. And I did really good. And the stuff when they say you got jiu-jitsu, I didn't go like, ugh.
Right.
I just was like, okay. And I would just work on stuff and just getting better and seeing. Then I started doing some kickboxing sparring. I did kickboxing sparring with Holly Holm and kickboxing sparring with another guy.
Kickboxing and that kicking at first you thought you just did it right, and now looking back on it, you figure you got a whole different technique when it comes to kicking.
Yeah, and they also showed me that technique the first day when I got there. So you asked me what would be secondary. I feel like boxing will always be my go-to. Kickboxing, I feel like I'm gonna use my legs a lot more than what people are going to expect. And in wrestling, I'm super strong. You know, I can slam guys, I can take down guys, I can take down girls, I can avoid takedowns.
I don't like how you said that looking at me, because you know I got my turtleneck on. I'm kind of buff too.
The turtleneck too big. Chill out. It ain't showing your muscles. The turtleneck too big.
Anyway, so the lady's name is Marie Eve.
Eve DeCare.
Is she's been in MMA?
So March 5th is a boxing match.
Okay, so that's a boxing match.
Everybody is so confused, but I'm like, what?
Yes, because I went looking and I was getting told that it's her first MMA fight. It's her first MMA fight. I'm like, oh man. She got 30 days to be kicking it.
I'm crazy. No.
To be doing submissions, she got 30 days.
No, my first MMA fight is in June. Okay. The fight March 5th against Marie Eve DeCare is pay-per-view on Fight TV. 2
undefeated women.
Yeah, she's 17-0 in boxing. Okay. She has the IBF world title, and I got all my belts at 160, and then I have 2 belts at 154. 3 actually at 154 at the same weight she has. So we're fighting for all the 4 belts. So you got 6 belts total. 9.
9 belts total.
Yeah. At the age of
25.
Yep. 3-time division world champion. Got a lot of time, so man. Probably gonna next time we do the interview again in 5-6 years, it'll probably be 22, 30. So yeah, just racking them up.
Just racking them up. Yeah. And this fight, you're doing it in Flint. Yep. How important it is to just have that home crowd there? One,
I wish.
Right, I know about the last incident.
Oh, I don't even know about that incident. Legally, I can't talk about that incident. Okay. I laugh about that, but like I can't. But I will say, fighting on the Flint soil means so much to me. I wish there could be a crowd there, but the pandemic is kind of preventing that. So it may be a small number of crowd, but I've sold out the door Federal, 6,000 seats. So I was super excited to have that fight there, and it was canceled. So, you know, now we're here. But I will say that I would love for the Flint, for COVID to just disappear and everybody be able to come to the fight, because I feel like
you already know you got Flint support though.
I bring
that day will be filled with nothing but news feeds of you fighting.
Yeah, I feel like I bring hope to Flint, and everybody support me, and not just people flew in from Vegas, Chicago, Georgia. Everybody was here, so I'm hoping that we get to have this fight here, and I get to make history here. But I would love to come back when the world is open up, and just so they can see just how prideful Flint is, and how they all stand behind me, and they all just support me, because I think it would have been a beautiful scene if the fight would have came to fruition.
30 days, a little over 30 days left for the fight. Last words you could tell her that maybe she needs to focus on or to get ready for.
Who?
Maria Eve, I don't want to say her name.
Marie Eve DeCare?
Marie Eve DeCare.
Oh, I don't have anything to say to her except for it's pay-per-view live and she going down in 5. That's for real. Pay-per-view live,
It's
she going down in 5.
And she going down in 5. See,
sure.
I'm an ad-libber, you know what I'm saying? I'm an ad-libber. You feel me? You would see me when she walking out, well no, it's called, but you would see me on TV when she walking out screaming at the TV doing the ad-libs, you know what I'm saying? So with that, can we talk about maybe boxing for a long time, you got 9 belts. I hate to even ask this question because it's probably 1,000 of them, but do you have like a moment in boxing you can put above others, like your greatest moment in boxing to date?
It's so many I have to say. Well, when I think about me winning my second Olympic gold medal, no other boxer in America has done that, not even male. So I'm the only boxer.
Understand, I didn't say GWOAT of all time, I said greatest of all time. I already knew nobody did what you did.
Yeah, but I say GWOAT because to me, in my heart, Muhammad Ali will always hold that #1 spot for me. It's like, if I could ever be greater than him, I wouldn't even acknowledge it, even if I was. It's just like Muhammad Ali to me, he did so much for my life. Like the first time I ever looked in the mirror and said, "I'm black and I'm pretty." You know, that was because Muhammad Ali.
That's why.
You know, he gave me that confidence. So to just talk and not worry about what people got to say. You know, believe in what you believe in and stand up for something, and that's what he did. So I always take a second seat to him, and that's why I put the W in there. But anybody else who they talking about coming before Muhammad Ali, I don't want to hear it. It's Muhammad Ali, then it's me, then everybody else.
It's Muhammad Ali, then it's her, then it's her. Oh, you know what my favorite sponsor is. Cosmic Ash, of course. Your favorite shea butter, your favorite candles, everything you want. You know, this is Fruity scent right here. Take a whiff for that for me, champ. Tell the world what that smell like.
Smell like Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles. If you want to smell like Fruity Pebbles, the good kind, go ahead and hit up Cosmic Ash. Get you some Fruity O's. It's all different type of scents, all different type of soaps. Make sure you tap in with Cosmic Ash. For you, boxing was the main thing. Nothing else came before boxing. You said at one point you didn't even know if you loved your family as much as you love boxing, which I know was, you know, hyperbole. But how would you explain to maybe a young lady or maybe a young male who has a passion, doesn't necessarily have to be boxing, it could be radio, it could be basketball, about how important it is to follow through and to make sure you have your focus on what you're doing, just like you did, trying to stay focused on one thing and letting everything else sort itself out?
My advice to them is don't be afraid to be looked at as different. Some of us have some great ideas and some great plans and some great dreams, but we let people dumb us down to where we don't fully go for it. And that's the worst thing you can do is not try. I mean, what's worse than failing is never trying.
Right.
And that's why I love to tell people, like, if I would have never tried boxing, I would never even knew that this was who I'm supposed to be.
And I think that's what's so special about your journey, because even at the beginning of the tunnel, as long as you saw that speckle of light, you kept going forward until it was nothing but sunlight.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I'm trying to express to the younger generation, maybe even older, that it's so important to stay consistent. I think that's what I'm asking, to stay pure to yourself.
And that's the thing what you just said, pure to yourself. Quit looking for people to give you recognition or looking for people to accept what you're doing. Not everybody understands your vision, but if God gave you something and you feel it in here, you got to do it. Like, I feel like it says in the Bible, God knows your heart. And he knows what your heart really wants. You can say whatever you want to say, but God knows what's deep down in there. That's why people who hide stuff for so long, like the truth end up coming out at the end. When it's more of like, let the truth come out at the beginning. However you are, whoever you are, just kind of embrace it and go forward no matter what people say. Because I've had people tell me I'll never fight on TV because women's boxing is dead. I had people tell me I'd be brain dead by the time I was 17. I had people tell me.
How you laugh at that now?
I laughed at it then because It just be like.
Want me to laugh at it for you?
Yeah, I laugh.
I'll do it for you.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Right, but it just like when I heard that stuff, I used to kind of laugh. Like I used to read the comments of people who used to comment on my articles that I used to be in.
Did you comment back or you just read them?
I read them and I
So
laughed like hell. I mean, I used to laugh. And one time, this lady named Sue J. Johnson, she's the lady who discovered me for my T-Rex film.
Okay.
For my T-Rex film, right? I call Sue my white aunt. I love her to death. I love her and her kids and her husband. I love all of them. She's like, I have a gift for you, right? And we did this wonderful radio series, PR series, where all you can do is hear me talking, but it's like, hey, I'm just getting up for school. I'm walking in the snow to the bus stop, but despite mic on my feet, you hear me walking to the bus stop. You hear the bus roll up, but it's like I'm doing all the recording myself. They just gave me a mic and they gave me some headphones and they gave me a little recorder, and that's what I did. I went to school. I recorded some conversations with my friends. And I said, hey, I just made it to school. I'm about to eat this breakfast. Today we having muffins and milk. Right? So I'm just kind of verbalizing my whole day, right? And then it's like, hey, I just got to the gym. Jason say, what's up, Jason? What up, though? Right? And I'm like, yeah, we're getting ready to train. Then, then they just hear me in the background box and blah, blah, blah. And then she would send me some questions and I answer the question. It's just me just sitting there. Like, we doing an interview, right? And so this interview... so this radio series got so many hits, so many people listening, and she like, I have a gift for you right now. She don't know that I was already online looking at the comments that everybody was saying. It was some great comments, yes, but I wasn't interested in them at the time. I wanted to see all the bad stuff, so I'm looking at the bad comments.
That's how it be.
Wow, look at, did he really just say that? Like, this dude is going, and here come his friend, he's commenting.
I just got my first bad comment on my YouTube video, my first one.
It's funny, right?
It wasn't too much funny. I was like, man, should I delete it? Should I keep it?
I just kept it
up there. Whatever.
Yeah, but so she sends me this gift, right, of these papers of all the comments that these people said, right? Mm-hmm. And she's so sweet. Oh, Sue, I love her. She deleted all the bad comments out, right? So I'm reading it through them because I'm like, oh, she's sending me the comments. This is cool, right? So I'm reading them on the paper, and I'm just reading them. Oh, you're gonna be the best. We wish, and I'm like. Okay, I know for a fact after this comment, this dude said this. And I'm
Did
like,
you tell her?
So I called her on the phone. I said, hey, girl, I love you, auntie. Thank you for sending me that paper. But I said, can I ask you a question? She said, what's up? I said, where are the bad comments at? And she said, what are you talking about? I'm like, Sue, I read the comments online. And you're missing a lot of bad ones. And she just was like, well, I thought you didn't want those because they were just so negative.
She was trying to big you up. She was trying to big you up.
Right. And I just was like, well, it's a secret of mine, but I get motivation from the doubters, right? Mm-hmm. And up at this time, now it's completely different. But at that time, like, I love when the doubters send me stuff because I want to reach out to them afterwards and be like, hey, guess what? So that was one of the funny situations that I had. She thought she was protecting me, but it was more like I laugh at stuff like that. I don't really get too much offended. And
you said at that time it was fuel to the fire, and now it's totally different. What does this quote mean to you? Big me up or shut up?
You feel me? Big me up or shut up. Like, celebrate me or be quiet, because I'm the one putting in the hard work. I'm the one with the dreams. I'm the one going to the gym and eating healthy and doing everything I could do for my life and for my career. So either you're going to big me up and you're going to celebrate my accomplishments and you're going to tell me, or you're going to add to me feeling how great I feel, or just shut up. Because either you need to be building somebody up, building yourself up, or shutting up, because depression and sadness is real, mm-hmm. right? And we all go through it, but we need people around us to pick us up. But if you ain't picking nobody up, you beating somebody down.
Shut up.
Shut up. Go ahead. Go over there and be quiet. Go over and stand in your corner. And I'm going to be in my corner. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to yell to the world, I'm the greatest woman of all time. And if you're not a boxer that can shut me up, you shouldn't be saying nothing to me about how great I am. So that's what I meant by that. Big me up or shut up. Because What I'm doing is great. What I've already done right now,
Right.
I can retire from boxing right now. I'm a Hall of
Age of
Famer.
25.
Hall of Famer right now. So when I tell you I'm about to win more titles, I'm about to be an MMA champion, either you're gonna join and you're gonna say, yeah, champ, you can do that. I believe in you. Cool. But if you're gonna tell me no, that's impossible. You think you're gonna beat me down after I try to keep myself up? You go over there and you shut up.
Mamba Day just passed. I sent you with the picture.
Man.
First time eating Kobe.
I wish I could rewind because I would have said so much more. I just was like, hey, I'm a boxer. You know, I watched
Did you know
play
who he
ball.
was?
Let me see if I can remember. He looked at me and he asked me what I did. I said I was boxing. He hadn't seen me box. Nope, because at the time when I introduced myself to my mama boxer, I've been to the Olympics. He's like, Olympics? I'm like, yeah, women's boxing. And then we had like a short conversation. I was like, I get a picture. Like, I don't want to do too much, but
It's Kobe. You gotta take.
and we was like, yeah, but you can see even in the picture, like I hadn't even smiled because I was just like, I think he put his arm around. I was like, oh, he's touching me. It just was like being around another great because I had just did an interview with Shaq.
Okay.
And then right after I did an interview with Shaq, him and Shaq spoke, and that's how I spoke to him. But Shaq hasn't watched me box though.
Okay.
So I don't know if Kobe ever watched me box, but I know that Shaq has for sure.
So before we wrap up, I just want to know, how do you actually manage your time with being in a relationship, whether it's with a boyfriend or family members, and being a full-time boxer?
Well, I try to make it all where it's like 100% all the time. It's always the same person, right? And it's like I'm always the same person, so I don't change up to be around you. I don't change up to be around my family or around my friends, boyfriend. You get the same person, but my boyfriend, he gets more of a nice side, right? And everybody gets a nice
You're
side.
undefeated in the ring, but is you undefeated at home? You win arguments?
No, actually. Actually, in my relationship, I am more of I'm the caterer, and people wouldn't even think that because I'm the boxer, I'm so aggressive inside the ring, but at home, I give massages, I cook, I clean, I wash clothes, I dry clothes, I fold them, keep the house clean. I don't do what he say all the time, you know, but he don't do what I say all the time, you know, and I think that but we both just have an open and honest relationship about how we feel and why we feel that way. And right now, we just work on not letting our anger get the best of us, because I know that I have an anger, that my anger can be bad sometimes, and his can too, my boyfriend Tony. So we work on not having that anger towards
What's that
each
Boosie
other.
mean? I know I need to shut the fuck up, but I just don't sometimes.
That's the one.
Well, we're going to close it out. This is your favorite show, Admiring to Inspire. And of course, I'm your favorite host, Primetime Whippy. And we got the queen, the greatest of all time. The one, the only, T-Rex, Claressa Shields.
Flint, Michigan.
Welcome to Flint.